Phil Pothen? No, Phil Pothen. Cheryl Schaefer? Stephen Van Beek? Okay. Tess Hendui? Okay. Lisa Brost? Or Brost? Lisa Brost? Okay. Zoe Dode? Sorry. Zoe. Okay, Zoe, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Actually, first of all, thank you, Chair and Councillors, for having me speak today. I first wanted to acknowledge that I did sign up to speak today and hadn't actually heard back from a clerk whether I was on the speaker's list or not. And I would imagine maybe there are other names on this list who also didn't hear that they were going to be speaking today. And if it wasn't for people who were here presenting, I wouldn't have known that I actually made it onto the deputation list. This is supposed to be an engaging democratic process about core services, but if people don't even know they're supposed to be speaking, what kind of process is this? And I sat here, I actually didn't think that I would actually be speaking till after I finished my work today, which I'll be at in an hour. And because I thought that there would be 100 people before me, and if I calculated the time, I wouldn't actually be speaking till probably tomorrow. First of all, I'm actually here to talk about the Community Partnership and Investment Program. The KPMG considered reducing or eliminating this program, and I actually want to talk about the AIDS prevention grants and the drug prevention grants. Yesterday was World Hepatitis Day, where 600 million people in this world are infected by hepatitis B and C. And you, Mayor Ford, signed a proclamation that states that we need to increase awareness, prevention, and we need to keep at this to eliminate this disease. Eliminating the AIDS grants and the drug prevention grants will only increase the amount of infection we actually have in our communities. And you, Mayor Ford, signed a proclamation to say that you would like to reduce this. I actually also wanted to just say a bit about this consultation process. I'm sorry, I'm not as prepared as I would have liked to have been. I have been involved in lots of consultations with the city. I think actually city politics are some of the best places for us to be more engaged, and I actually think it's commendable that so many people came out to be involved in this process. But this process is not a consultation that normally happens in the city. Usually you go into everyone's communities and we all have a say about what we would want to be reduced. We don't want any of our services cut. You've created this crisis. This crisis was not real until you became mayor. We don't need any of these services cut. This whole process is a complete and utter sham. If we want a real consultation, you would be in our neighborhoods and you would be talking to us directly in our neighborhoods and asking us what it is that we actually need. And this is not it. This is not the process that we need. This is not democratic, and this is sad to have seen what has happened here at City Hall. I have loved coming here, and I love that I can call my counselor. Counselor Vaughn is my counselor. I love that we can engage with city, but this is not a process where people are engaging. 100 people haven't been able to speak to you today, and you said that you would listen to every single one of them, and unfortunately they're not allowed to be in this process. It is a shame.
Thank you very much. Your time's up. Any questions? Seeing none, thank you very much. Ceci Powers. Okay, that's the end of... That's twice. Councillor Perks is keeping me on my toes. Okay. Okay, 336, Ben Ailing. Ailing,
yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start off by thanking you all. I appreciate that this has been a long process, and I'm sorry that it had to be such a long process. I'm not going to cover everything everyone else has said today. I believe people have covered it much more eloquently than I can, but what I would like to speak to is what brought me here. Up until this time, I've been an engaged resident of Toronto, but it took this event, this core services review, to actually fully mobilize me and engage me in this city. I've been very disappointed by the behavior of council throughout the course of this, and I work as a policy analyst, and a lot of what I do revolves around research, statistics, and rational thought. I have not seen that go into this, and what I put forward to everyone on council is that as we move through this, I want us to set aside the acrimony, the vitriol. I want us to debate with one another in a polite manner, and I want us to find real solutions for these problems. I am not going to say that we can keep every service and still be able to maintain a balanced budget. What I am going to say is that if you want to win me over as a taxpayer, as a citizen, as a resident of Toronto, you need to show me facts, and you need to show me reasons why this should really happen the way it is. As of now, I am not seeing this. That said, I appreciate the challenge that is in front of us. It saddens me that we've come to a point where we are willing to set aside the needs of the most vulnerable in Toronto for what is appearing to be marginal gains. That said, I think that it would be very important, Mayor Ford, that we engage everyone in this process beyond this consultation. And I hope that this is not the end, that this is only the beginning of beginning to look at how we can fix this situation. I appreciate that you're looking for solutions, but we've elected you as our representatives to find these solutions. We put our trust in you, and I trust that as we move forward, we will do this in a rational, logical manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Elling. You're a policy analyst. Do you think, as decision makers, we have sufficient information here to make these difficult choices based on the report from KPMG?
Absolutely not. I've read the report from KPMG, and I'm disappointed by the amount of research that went into it. We have enough information to make rash decisions, but not rational decisions.
Do you think we ought to have more financial information?
Absolutely.
Do you think we ought to have some policy, or ought to have some social, environmental impacts?
Absolutely.
Health impacts?
Yes.
Do you think we ought to hold off on exiting thousands of people out the door at the city until we've got the information we need to make rational decisions about what they're doing?
It's very hard to get that sort of talent back once you let it go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Um, 337, Zoe Hewley. Zoe Hewley. 338, Jim Prout. 338, Jim Prout. Okay. 339, Michael Allen, it looks like. No. I got somebody.
Michaela Allen.
Oh, Michaela Allen. The clerk wrote in the name. Michaela Allen, no. Okay. Indro Bhattacharya. Indro Bhattacharya? No. 341, Anthony Sheehan. Anthony Shine? No. Okay. 342, Nicholas Koscielny. Nicholas Koscielny? No. 343, Martin Mordecai. Martin Mordecai. 344, Manu Sarna. Manu Sarna? Okay, now for sure that is the end of the deputations. So, Okay, so let me tell you how it works from here. Now, the visiting counselors can ask staff 2 minutes for questions, and then committee counselors ask staff 2 minutes questions. Okay? So is there any visiting counselors that would like to ask staff questions?